It's Zoe from Zealand Zen, and I am warming up on the stat bike to get ready to do my 7 Primal Movements for Fitness series. And today I'll be showing you one of them. The 7 Primal Movements are squat, lunge, push, pull, gate, rotate, and bend. And each of those are really key movements in any fitness program and in any functional lifestyle. As we go through each day, we're going to be doing all of those things. So first I want you to make sure 5 to 7 minutes warm up in a low impact manner. Also make sure that you have your doctor's clearance to go ahead and start any kind of workout program. So make sure that you're physically able and comfortable to do that. And I think that's it. I will meet you with the first exercise shortly. Hi, it's Zoe from Zealand Zen with the first in the series for the Primal Movements. And the first one we're going to attack is the squat. And just a reminder that you have already warmed up, you already have your doctor's okay, and you are aware of yellow lights and only going to move in a place that's appropriate for you. So squat, what's a squat? Well, we do it every single day when we sit down in a chair, when we sit down in the toilet. But the thing is we're often not aware of how we're doing it and making sure that we're doing it in a proper form. So I'm going to show you a progression starting with a body weight squat to help you go through that and remember some of the key points. So I have a stool here. Depending on where your fitness is, this can be even higher up. So the higher up it is a little less work. So I'm going to start with one about here. So I'm going to just come to the, give you the side view here. And what I want to do is make sure that my hips go back and my heels stay in contact with the ground. And I'm just going to go as if I'm about to sit back into that chair. So as I do, my arms are going to come up just to balance. My hips are back, my hips are back. I'm touching, and I'm not actually putting my body weight on there. I'm just coming back up again. It's just to know it's there. Eventually, you'll get to work without the chair, or as a progression, you can go to even a lower stool, and that'll increase your range of motion. So the squat can give you muscular strength, muscular endurance, and mobility at the hip. So as you see me go down now, and again, I'm keeping my heels down, just let my buttocks touch, and I've got a bigger angle going on here, and then come back up again. Okay, so if you're looking for cues with respect to breath, you want to exhale on the exertion aspect. So inhale up here, and then exhale as we sit down, and then come back up. Feet are about hip width apart, toes are slightly out, and key part here is the back remains long. So watch that you're not rounding out in the back or over curving one way or the other. Another problem that tends to come up is shooting your knees in front of your toes. We're going to do a little different view here to help make sure that that doesn't happen. So I'm going to come up against the wall. And I'm going to face the wall, okay? And what I'm going to do is sit back from here. So what this is going to do is this is going to prevent my knees from going into the, or my knees from going past my toes because the wall is going to be there, right? So if I sit down here, my knees are not going to be able to go that direction, right? So that's just a little tip to play with and see how you're doing with the form in that way. So those are the basics with the body weight squat, and for the next minute or so you're going to see a couple of clips of all sorts of variations, because from that body weight squat you can add complexity by adding on some of the other functional movements. You can add load, which includes resistance or weights. You can also add a little bit of complexity in the terms of stability. So doing things from an unstable surface, that makes it a little bit more interesting. So go with the body weight squat, learn the correct form, get it, and then have some fun with some of the other variations coming up. One variation, wall squat with a stability ball. And this will help you with your range of motion. So you can actually probably go down a little bit lower than you might otherwise because you've got the ball supporting you. Coming up. Still the same long back. And you set yourself up so obviously the knees don't go past the toes. There you go. Another squat variation, and this is a pretty traditional one done with a barbell. I'm just using a lighter bar right now just to demonstrate. You might see people doing this in a squat cage at the gym. Hands resting comfortably out to the side, the weight of the bar on your trapezius muscle, and again that good form that you started with, shooting the hips back and coming up and as far down as is appropriate for you. Yet another version of a loaded squat. We're going to do a plie squat and using a kettlebell for weight. So your legs are a little bit wider than in the squat I did show you, but the movement, basic movement is the same. Coming down, coming back up. Hips going back, weight into the heels, eyes up. Plie squat, another squat variation. This time we're on an unstable base, as you can see. So it's going to be a little bit more challenging for that reason. So same thing, all of a sudden though, you got a little more work going on. You can see my legs shaking, coming up and down. And one more. Yet another variation of squat. This time we're going to add a little energy into it. So we're going to squat all the way down and then spring up onto something that's up in the air. It's called a box jump. Walk back down and the same thing again. So down and then spring up and then stand up. Walk back down. You'll get pooped quick on that one.